what I'm coaching, right? I said, bro, I'm coaching life.
Feel for him. It was an
interesting. Bro, I'm coaching life. They ask you what I'm coaching,
experience.
Right? I said, bro, I'm coaching life. I said, bro, I'm coaching life.
I think it was called protein water.
It was.
It didn't even have like a special protein water.
Protein water, yeah, that might
Salute
not
to him though, man. I hope he pushing through on that shit, man. I really do hope he pushing through on that shit. That shit is nuts.
Did you taste it?
Nah, I didn't get a chance. Nobody brought me a bottle. I wasn't able to make it to Texas, so
Damn it.
fortunately I missed that shit. But nah, son, why ain't nobody tell me my shorts was so little last episode?
You gotta have the little shorts. You sparked it because now I got my little shorts. These mine the crib shorts.
The thighs was
Comfy.
out, yo.
Let them out.
OD the whole episode.
It's
If
okay,
you
yo.
Have it on like a big screen.
We
it's
adults,
OD.
yo.
Yeah, y'all gotta explain to me what's going on in the culture, because I've been hearing about these hoochie shorts that men are now wearing.
Nah, that's too wild, yo. You look like you about to go run the track meet, nigga. Back in 09. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Elastic to it, but from what I've heard, if you're doing your leg days, which you said I wasn't recently in a recent event that we had, but if you're doing your leg days, you should show off the thighs, yo. I think the ladies like the thighs, yo. I don't think they're opposed to them shits.
A slight piece.
Now you don't have to
no
go
matter how
OD.
in shape you are, yo.
You don't have to OD with it, but you know what I mean.
No matter how in shape you are,
I
you
think
can't
that's
be
the
that.
thing.
You can't be.
But we gotta
egregious
think
with
about
it, yo.
this though. We're going to the gym to work on ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So why do I care what the same in the same way like women go to the gym? You know, they're like, we don't like when we get this. Like, we just come in to work on our thighs and stuff. Y'all don't want the women salivating over
but
me
you
while
know
I'm
how
doing my leg presses.
Yes, you do. If you got on some little ass shorts and you a
feel
straight
good,
man,
nigga.
that's the fuck you do, nigga.
Yes, you do.
Stop lying. I could talk
lying.
on that because I know I'm a nigga.
I'm talking about why
But-
you building it, because I'm not the super like defined leg guy.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm sitting here and I'm trying to get my legs right, I like my privacy while I get it right. Now, when I'm like cut up and stuff, you can come look.
But I'm saying,
and
just
admire.
when you out, I think it's just one of those things that is visually pleasing for a woman.
So
I would believe.
a woman walks up to you and is like, "Damn, them legs."
I never had that happen. I don't have a banging
How would you
joints.
feel? How would you feel?
I'll be like, damn, all right, that's what's up. I've been going in. I've been doing my job in the gym. I'm okay with that.
So you giving up the digits?
I mean, it depends on the situation.
Nah, you a hoe.
Nah, I never
You gonna
would
give
do
up
that.
the digits off the
Not
damn
just an
legs?
initial rip. That's all it is? Nah. Come on, man. I'm not that easy.
Oh man, that's
I'm not that
interesting.
easy of a target.
I did front on the little shorts though. I got my tennis racket now.
Yeah,
yo.
this nigga
I'm gonna
about
have
to
the little
be
shorts on out there,
motherfucking-
but that's not for looks. That's just to be the tennis god, bro.
Mike
like,
McEnroe. Nigga been outside. I told you, you gotta
they
develop
gonna be
your
mad as
scream.
shit.
What's your
They gonna
scream,
be
yo?
mad as
You
shit.
gotta have bass in
and
your
the ball
scream.
gonna be going hella slow and phony. I'm gonna just look the part though. That's gonna get me professionally signed.
Yeah, but see, you gotta understand. You starting tennis like you don't have a tennis background. You starting
None.
tennis 30 plus. So when your experience is gonna be very unique. You feel me?
I think I'm gonna be amazing.
Okay.
I'm bluffing.
One thing I can say-
but I think it's gonna be fun because I'm competitive.
Okay. All right, man. Hey.
Just be
Even
straight.
if I gotta be
But
just
you know,
the person
you know
that
about
just go up there
your.
and just volley back and forth with an old head.
If you're playing somebody that has any experience, you're gonna get frustrated because you're so competitive. Because they're gonna be making your ass run up and down that tennis.
That's why the bros is playing with each
Yeah,
other.
we all novices.
We're not gonna go up there and challenge random people now.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I can't go to the court and start challenging niggas
He
knowing my
said we was
hooping
gonna go up
ability.
there and John McEnroe's son be up there. What's up, bro?
Yeah,
Let's get it right
Let's
now.
get it right now. I'm ready.
It's like,
Oh
no.
man,
I'm gonna look the part though. I'm probably gonna look slicker.
I'm happy for you, man.
Yeah, man. But we got a guest through on the pod. We kind of just started with it. It was
He's
a
been
good
on multiple
convo.
episodes.
Yeah,
And he's also
quite
family
a
of the
few
Coach
early.
Class podcast. We've mentioned you multiple times. So
Podcast host himself and a man of many other endeavors. I'll let him introduce himself and anything else he wants.
and one good shout out too. One of my favorite podcasts we ever had, the last one you did.
I appreciate you.
Excellent
That was
podcast.
a fire podcast. I wish we had that recorded visually.
If that was visual,
Yeah.
he'd be famous, yo. This man
Mom
be famous.
just hit me up and everything. Like,
Yeah,
yo,
I was like,
that's
yo.
crazy.
I'm glad it wasn't visual because I said a lot of crazy stuff in there, and
Valid.
I feel like if the visuals was behind there, and well, I'm not with the same girl anymore. I be switching, so like.
But
she all right.
you didn't even go crazy on that.
Yeah.
You was talking some real shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, I appreciate you, man. And this is my third time, I believe.
I believe
I think
so.
this
It
is my
might
third
be fourth. Because I think
Okay.
it was you and Josh one time
Oh yeah,
together.
yeah, it was me and Josh one
Yeah.
time.
So
Shout out
we
to my
looking at
co-host
4 times.
And I
Josh.
feel like you was there one time too with like Lamont or somebody random. I don't know. Oh, never mind. It
Hey
might have been
man,
Lamont and Mike.
this is my first
That was
time
Lamont
with the
Mike.
visuals. Shout out to you guys. My name is Toby. You can follow me on all socials at LongLiveTobe. I am the co-host of a couple of podcasts. So the first podcast is Corporate Coke and Smack, but we've rebranded. We're trying to tone it down, get some advertisers, so we changed it to CCSmack Podcast. You can play that in all your streaming platforms.
Keep the merch, man.
Oh yeah, and we got
Fly
merch
merch.
too, man. And we got merch. Check us out. And then the second podcast is Urban Theology. You know, I'm here by the grace of God, so we like to just give our account of how good God has been to us on this podcast. And I want to shout you guys out. The reason why I want to shout you guys out is because I remember when there weren't any visuals, and I remember when Rich told me like, "Yo, we trying to do this," and it took y'all so long to get this started, but I really think in this world where everything is just so microwavable, y'all did it right. Because I'm going to give an example of my podcast, right? So we want to get into video, but what we do is we quickly just throw things together. And you need that patience while you're setting something up in order to learn the patience that you're going to need for something to get hot, right? So we'll throw something out there like, yo, we need video. We won't get the proper equipment. We won't get the proper personnel. And we'll do it for like 3 episodes, and when we not getting any traction, and I'm including myself, we just like, yo, all right, let's just do something else.
Yeah.
You know, so when I saw y'all set it up and I saw the time y'all took, and now I'm seeing the product, yo, this thing gonna get hot, man.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
appreciate
hyped
that.
for y'all.
Appreciate you, brother.
And I would love to
And-
take all the credit, but
Yeah, big
that was
kudos to
definitely
Zay.
on Zay on that.
Like
'Cause we
yo,
wanted to
sir.
put
and
that
that's the
shit
bro
out.
since middle school. Like,
Hey.
and this black guy's the visionary. You need that in your
Love to
circle.
see it, man.
You
Love
have
to
to
see
have
it.
that type of vision.
Yeah.
and shit.
Love to see it. Because unfortunately, when you talk about consistency and technical stuff, sometimes you got to get the white guy behind the camera to set things up. So I love to see when our people stick together. You know, and I don't want to get too Dr. Umar-ish.
Nah,
but
the homie Zay is a
I
real
love it.
producer.
I love
I'm
it.
excited.
I love it, man.
I'm excited.
He's a part of the coach class.
Yeah. I'm thankful he allowed us
Damn.
to bless us.
Yeah, man, he
with
does
his
this every
presence.
week. He doesn't have to
Yeah.
do this shit.
I love it, man.
Legendary.
Hey, I do want to address something. When I was walking into the building, I saw there's a package thief. They got somebody picture.
Yeah.
I gotta catch this nigga and
I'm not
get his
gonna
work.
lie. When I first
He wears
looked at it, he
Abercrombie
looks
and
like
Fitch.
he looked like me though. Like when I first looked at the
Nuh-uh.
picture, it felt like it looked like
he
me.
kind of did.
I was
but then
like,
I was like, I know Rich ain't rocking Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah,
still,
that's
you know?
100% fact.
So
Know what I think?
I have
Yo,
never
you gotta
bought
think
Abercrombie.
Niggas order hella DoorDash and shit, bro. They probably be like, yo, you know
Probably
how
just
niggas
came in,
is, bro?
dashed
They be
off.
on, especially
Bam.
a scheming shiesty motherfucker. They be like, nigga, I'll just deliver the package around there.
You don't even know what's in the package. You can take
Yeah.
people's medicine and shit. yo.
Nigga
Like,
took,
what are you
took
doing?
some vitamin C vitamins and some jojoba oil, straight running down the block. Like, yo,
and that's why
relax.
I can
Wow,
trust niggas like
macaroon.
Rich though, because Rich got allergies. You just can't go stealing
Yeah.
niggas packages left and right.
You
Yo,
never
but
know
that's
what's in
still
there.
like, why, yo? Like, yo.
it's
At least if
OD,
you gonna
man.
still be specific and go to the store and steal some shit you want, not from a random person in a building.
You don't
It's
even
a
know
cool
what's in the
world.
package.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes these package companies do put the big ass thing on there. Like it'll be a big ass TV on your shit or something like that, or it'll say like the bed parts if you ordering that type shit.
Yeah.
But most of the time it's a package. It's a brown package, yo. So you just taking people. What are you doing?
Why are you doing that, bro?
Come on, man.
Yo, fun fact. I used to drive DoorDash for a little bit.
Yeah,
So
money.
shout out to my guy Pax. I love Pax. Y'all had him on here before.
Shout out Pax.
He'll
But Pax
definitely
is
be
one
back
of
at
those
some point.
people. If you're not careful, Pax gonna have you doing some crazy giveaways. He gonna have you applying to. He gonna have you playing the lottery. He gonna have you applying to everything that's a sweepstakes. Cause Pax just has that aura. Like, yo, I'm like God favors me and everything's just gonna go my way. So my guy Pax, he hit me up and he was like, yo, and when you have a friend that knows how competitive you are, you got to be real careful because these niggas know. Me and Pax, I remember we had
Y'all
a
have some of
competition.
the most Yo, I'll
We
let you
ran
go.
30 miles in like a weekend, and these niggas didn't beat me.
OD, bro.
Yo,
They was ODing. Yo, because the thing that made me mad is because this was in my early workout day phases. This was
That's
like early
nutty.
pandemic. We started doing running, so we was watching it on the Nike app. So we was trying to do. It was only like 2 miles a day that we were supposed to be doing to try to get. Well, you wanted to get to 6 miles, and I had did like one day. I had did like almost 3 miles.
Yeah.
So I did like half of our total goal, and I think Toby saw that. And somehow these niggas hit 30 miles over the weekend. Like,
Yo,
But Toby petty too, because he used to be an athlete. So your body.
Yeah,
is
yo,
different
that's what
when
I'm
you an
saying.
athlete,
That's
yo.
not
as black
fair,
people,
yo.
we gotta trust our
Yeah.
people more, yo. I ran 30 miles alongside my guy Pax, and these niggas said,
My
"No,
man
y'all
had the
got in
Nike app
car."
on all day. Yeah, he had it. Just was walking all day. Had the
30
Nike
miles
app
in
on.
how many days exactly?
Bro, it was like
It was like 2.5
It was like
days.
3,
yo.
4 days.
Swear, yo, they ran a marathon
and
a day.
We had money up. Why
You telling me you ran from here to Dundalk?
Yo, what I'm saying?
Bro,
Stop fucking playing with
I'm
me.
not gonna lie. After this,
I gotta give you the Tracy Morgan.
Yo, I was hyped because I don't never run like that. I had like one day where I
you
had
a track,
three
you
on
a
me.
track guy.
I had did a
How many
5K.
people you know that ran 30 miles in 4 days?
Marathon running.
Bro.
It's literally a marathon.
Yo,
It's
fam.
more than a marathon.
bro, shout out to
Both
my
these
boy
niggas
Pax.
36, 31
Bro,
miles.
shout
I'm
out
like,
to
yo,
my
what
boy
the fuck
Pax.
happened?
You know what's good? Because I would look at his and I'd be like, nah, I can't let this nigga beat me. And then he'll look at mine and we just kept on running, bro. My knees was shot after that challenge, yo.
30 miles, yo. I don't know, yo.
City, yo.
Yo,
No, and this was early pandemic, so it was nothing
you ran
else
from
to
one
do.
end of
Yes.
It was
Ricestown
nothing
Road
else.
to
We
the
was
other.
doing that to motivate each other because niggas was gaining weight.
It was
This was
quarantine
the
time.
early time
Yeah.
when we was gaining
There's
weight.
nothing
I was
else to
like,
do.
nah, fuck that. I can't gain too much weight.
I
nigga.
definitely
can't
gained
get
weight.
back.
I was like, I was getting
I
fat,
gained
fat,
quick. Nigga, that shit
Yeah.
happened fast.
Hey, but shout out to Pax. So he told me about a DoorDash promotion. He's like, yo, if I refer you, you can get like 600 within the first couple months. I'm like, bet, extra 600, that's cool.
Yeah.
What I didn't know is I had to do 300 rides, 300 trips.
Oh, shit.
So the thing that got me to quit was when I delivered to this one white kid at Towson, somebody, I delivered to him, and my man had all these instructions like, oh, you gotta put this code in, and then you come up. I did all that, and I had just hit the gate running. Bro, I got a 0 to. I was like, nah, fuck Billy, yo.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm done with
fucked up.
DoorDash.
That
man.
rating shit.
But see, know what it is? It's because people see the price, just the cost of it. So they don't be like, think about the driver. I always tipped, but that's why I deleted the app also. Because I was like, I'm not wealthy yet to be spending double on every
That shit
meal.
is
Like, yo,
OD,
why am I
man.
doing this?
It really
yo?
is OD.
And if you getting it from somewhere that's nice, like they have to go in a restaurant real quick, they about to.
You gotta sign up for the premium service. That's the only thing you can do to save.
I don't need that because I'm gonna waste more bread, yo.
Yes.
I mean, laziness
Extra
is
$10 a month.
laziness comes at a cost.
Yes.
It's a lot of people that don't.
See, I was
like
broke.
leaving
I
the
wasn't
house.
like y'all niggas, man.
Hey,
I can't. I'm not DoorDash level, but y'all are, and I respect that.
Nah, man.
I want to
Nah,
break
stop
down
saying that
something,
about
yo.
me.
I want
Why
to
you
break
keep
down
saying
something.
that?
There's problems at every level of money that you're at.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I think I'm broke. I don't know about rich, but I think I'm broke. Why? Because after I take care of the things that I want to take care of, I'm trying to figure out the extracurricular stuff. Like I'm still trying to fund those things,
Yeah.
I got my needs and some of my wants down, but there's some extracurricular stuff. Like I got a nephew's birthday coming up and I want to buy him some stock. I can't do that.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's levels to everything,
I feel you.
and like
You're right.
it's crazy how money is so relative, right? Because you have the richest people that will put a premium on privacy, but then you have people who don't have that much money and they have all this privacy and they have all this seclusion and, they don't know how to package that, but they're just trying to get to where the rich person's at. So it's like, it's so much relatively with like where money is at. It's an interesting
You're right.
relationship.
Yeah, it is crazy.
That's everything, yo. Everything is based upon relativity. How you see it and perceive things, and what your daily life is.
Yeah.
Because you may be broke to your circumstances, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's somebody that's like,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah,
nigga,
yeah.
It's
You're
a nigga
not fucking
praying.
broke.
It's a nigga praying for your broke.
Yes.
right
I'm
now.
I'm humble with my.
I'm
where at
humble
in life.
always.
Hey.
Yeah.
But
I don't feel
sometimes
I'm
I hear
there
like
to
that-
get because if it's some stuff I
That
need
word
done before
sometimes
that.
gets me once I start really thinking about the meaning, because it kind of sounds like you kind of being subservient a little bit, like you just giving into, like you should be giving
what
into
word?
these things. Humble, like what's the definition of humble? I gotta look that shit up.
Yeah, look it up.
I take credit for things, but I'm humble. Like I'm not the type to Be doing too much.
I think that's the problem right now. Like, niggas don't like to be humble, yo.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem because,
And I don't know everything.
Okay, so it's the first definition, and this is on Google, is having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's own importance.
It says having or showing.
Having or showing
Right, so
a modest or low estimate of one's own importance.
I'm the type of nigga, I do like to show, like, low importance. Why? Because when you show too much, it's kind of tipping your hand, right? So I'm the type of person, you don't really understand the moves that I can make. And at the end of the day, people is scheming against you at every level you at. You know, so whether it's like an artist, like a rapper or a singer trying to put out something and they want to hold that release date until like the last week so they don't like tip off everybody, or it's just like somebody like me who's trying to not show so much because I got relatives in Nigeria who's looking at me like, yo, you get money out there, like send me something.
Have it, man. That's a different social thing. Like,
Y'all
I
know
get
what
it,
the word
but I think
started with is relative, right?
yeah.
You got people who are super confident, braggadocious, not humble, and they accomplishing all their dreams. And you got people who are, you know, the most modest people accomplishing all their dreams.
Yeah.
So when you say relative, it's relative to you, which means this all comes down to, yo, knowing what's best for you, yo.
Yeah.
Once you know what's best for you in life, yo, that's the path you should choose. If you personally are more of a less humble person,
Yeah,
I'm not saying go crazy, but just be yourself.
Yeah, be
Yeah.
yourself. Is
If you try to be humble and you're not really humble,
try
you
to-
could be living in misery. Or if you try to be braggadocious and not humble,
I try
then
to
you are
lead
destroying
more
yourself.
instead of with the lens, I guess, of humility. It'll be more of just respect. I try to lead more with a respect off the rip until you show me that there is no respect, and now I have no more respect for you.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I look at things. More than
I feel
being
you. Yeah.
humble, I may
No,
not
me
be
being-
just aggressively like always.
But you know,
with the shit.
with me being humble is because I just never felt the need to brag. Because anybody that knows me knows I'm extremely confident with everything I do.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But you know, I feel like it's no need to brag because you're seeing it. And I know, and I have an end goal for what's really going to happen. But even when I reach that pinnacle, I'm still going to be humble. That's just how I was raised. You feel me? Like, I don't know.
If you
Do
just
y'all
be yourself,
believe-
you good, yeah?
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, and that's the main thing is being yourself.
Yeah.
Do y'all
Whatever
believe the
yourself is.
saying? I don't know if I'm getting the saying right, but it's something where it's like the internet never loses, or like you can't win on it. Do y'all believe that? Like the internet never loses.
I don't. To me, for the okay. So your question is, you believe the internet?
Yeah, have you
never
heard that
win.
before? Where it's like, yo, the internet never.
Yeah, I mean, because that's public.
Yeah.
Anything like that. That's just the human nature. You're not gonna win everybody over. So,
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And in this topic
I
of
agree.
being humble, right, in that definition of having or showing, I think ultimately when it comes down to showing, you invite people into whatever you got going on when you show them something, right? And what I've realized is anything can be twisted with the right audience or the wrong audience, right? Like I could come on here and be like, yo, I just got a scholarship, like everything's great, blah, 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 blah. And somebody could find a way to twist that into something negative, and it's gonna be a bunch of people that's like, oh, hey, this is a L. And if you buy into that, because there's a lot of people with weak mentals out here, you know, if you buy into that, then now your self-esteem is low. So I think there's a level of humbleness required. A level. I'm not saying you just have to be silent and never speak out and never show, but I think there's a level that's required to continue the progress out here. It's toxic out here, man.
That's valid. Humility. I'm not saying you shouldn't have any. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm like I said, I'm not braggadocious, and so I probably do come off as humble. But I'm more leading with just the respect of whatever situation I'm entering into, whether that be a party or somebody's house party or whatever the fuck. Podcasts.
That is
when
good
we
too.
come on podcasts. I've been on other podcasts, and I've come, just with respect until you start. Unless something wild happened, which hasn't happened yet, but
Never happened.
yeah,
Too low key, yo.
yeah.
Hey, there's a certain level of protection that comes with being low key.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I do think you like being too low key can also be a downfall too, right? Because you're always gonna have a stage at some point in your life, right? And once you get to that stage and you start freezing up because you don't have that experience with being outside, you know, it's never great to be too outside, and it's never great to be too inside. You got to find that balance.
You have to find a balance, man. I
That's
went
what I'm
to
trying to find.
therapy for
But
a
I'm not gonna speak
long
on it.
time and talked to that. I talked about that exact scenario with my therapist because I was, you know how I was a hermit. I was only coming out if y'all hit me up and let me know some shit. I wasn't going nowhere like that.
Oh
so.
man, hey, we thank God for progression, man.
Yeah.
I didn't see you grow, man. I love
Another
it.
thing, I'm as far as progression going a little left with it, but I am happy that I don't get smacked the way I used to. I've had some challenging nights.
Hey, you was
with
a
these guys.
legendary drinker.
I
bro.
appreciate y'all for the lengths y'all went to.
Y'all was on some wild stuff.
Because I seen a
I used to
video.
be screaming about that.
Man,
you remember, I used to be
man.
salty back then, like, yo, what are you doing now?
Hey,
Wow, man.
I always was the paranoid one.
But it grew into something beautiful, man.
Yeah.
My guy just got married. My other guy is engaged.
Shout out Mike.
Beautiful things
Shout out
happening in
Lamont.
that family. You know what I mean? Blessings to all.
bro, do you feel any? Because we're all getting older, right? It's inevitable. Do you feel any pressure, like in terms of, okay, people starting to? I mean, the next thing is starting to have kids,
Families
build
and shit,
families.
right.
Like, do you feel any pressure at all?
I think one of the best things that happened with me was the timing of when I went to therapy. Now, I don't like to push that on to people and tell them to go and do and shit, because it all depends on when you feel you need to go. So when I lost my cousin, that kind of sparked something in me where I just wanted to go and talk to somebody. So I started doing that. That was, I think I may have
16.
been like 28.
2016.
27, 28 or something like that. And I was figuring it out. And then just talking with her, I learned to just realize to not really think about what other people may think about me as far as where my life should be right now. Because I get questioned all the time by my aunts and uncles. I respect it because they do. I ultimately do want to have a kid and have, especially for my mom's. She wants to be. I can see that.
Yeah,
Dead
She's
in her
gonna be
eyes.
so OD.
You know what I
Moms
mean?
be like that.
I definitely want that, but I don't want to do that shit the way that I see that it's happening. I'm a nigga that learns
want that.
from what I see, not by what I'm doing. I've
Toxicity
headbutted a
is
few
not
things
me.
wrong. I've gone the wrong way in certain situations for sure. But that one, fortunately, I've been good. And I do, that was my main thing. Therapy kind of helped me deal with that, so I don't really think about that. I just think about whatever I can control at the moment. I can only control certain things. I can't force things to happen.
Yeah, I'm
that
kind
makes
of I'm kind of in a little bit of, I would say, like purgatory, right? Like, I don't want to get too lit like I used to get, right? Like, I got a homeboy right now who this nigga takes.
Still outside?
Hey, he's outside. Like, last time I saw him,
This
he
nigga's
was
still
trying to-
outside,
Hey,
man.
he was trying to get me to take edibles while he was smoking weed and drinking. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing, yo? Like, I don't need to be
After
on
a
that
while,
level.
you gotta chill.
Exactly. You know, I have some friends where it's like for example, Mike and his lady, you know, they got pages together. They be cooking together.
Can
and
we
stuff.
say that? What we doing?
That's
Can we
hard.
can we put that on mic right now? Is he good with his job and everything?
No, I'm talking about like they be testing food together.
Oh, all right.
Like
I thought you were saying about the edibles because
No,
you had
no,
just said
no,
edibles
no,
before.
he was talking about like a
I'm talking about
cooking
they have a
channel.
page. They have a page where they go to
I was
different
getting
restaurants.
nervous.
I was listening. I would have called him out.
I thought you was about to do some wild shit. I was like, no, man, not on my God, Mike. What he don't do that? I never seen him do no shit like that.
Shout out
But
to
no.
my guy Mike. They go to restaurants.
Yeah,
they
go
post
to
what
they have
eat.
the
and-
United what's it? United Appetite joint?
Yeah. So I
what you
mean,
doing?
I'm looking at that and I'm like, I don't want that with my girl right now. Like, that'd be too much, yo. But as a wifey, like, yeah, I can see that, you know. So I'm kind of in the middle lane where it's like, yo, I'm just trying to stay in my lane for now. But I definitely see both sides and I see benefits in them. But I'm not trying to wild out with like the young boys.
Yeah.
And I'm not creating no pages with my girl. That's dead. Because
I would do it if I was like really locked in like them. I get what you're saying. You just can't do it off the rip. Don't do that. Because then you're going to have to do a breakup joint.
Oh,
and that's
man.
whack. Nigga.
Yo, when you break up with your girl, to have
I've seen that on YouTube, yo. The breakup joint, like this shit. What the fuck is
that's
this?
nasty.
Y'all two sitting next to each other. She's saying,
Hey,
"No, it's
that's
just not me.
nasty.
It's him, yeah."
Hey, to do the Derek Jackson, hey,
You gotta
that's
hold her
nasty.
hand and shit, and
That
just
is
talk
nasty.
about y'all privacies.
If I break up with my woman, I don't want to be in a video with her. I'm sorry. Like, you know how many videos I would have? I break up with a lot of women, yo.
You got to move on.
Hey, bro.
You gotta let life happen.
Hey.
And when it happens, sit with it and then move it. You just gotta start doing other things.
But
That's
back-
easy to say though, because like I said, I've done the work.
Yeah.
I was in that shit for like 3 years, nigga. Therapy every day for like the first 2 years. Every week, I mean, for like the first 2 years.
Yeah, but back to when you were saying, like, as far as do you feel pressure, I would say yes. But I feel like in the way I look at it is I'm not trying to rush into nothing. Of course, I want to get married, have kids and stuff. But like Rich said, what you can control, I try to, like, if I'm going to waste time and be spending bread and, like, trying to see you and stuff like that, I'm going to actually try to really do that this time. Because I never did that. So I feel like if you just try to value relationships and you build something organic, you never know. You might have a cooking page with your shorty. If y'all really vibing, y'all really, yeah, man, you might really have.
If y'all like,
because I ain't gonna
what
lie.
if y'all like music, like y'all like
No,
music a lot,
see-
and y'all battle with each other, so y'all come together to just battle with what
Reggie,
songs y'all like,
you
that
know
type
me.
shit.
You know me a little
Yeah, I
deeper.
get you.
Like, my sense of humor can be a little different. You know, so I might be cracking up on something and Shorty dead looking at me like what you laughing at? Like, you think this is funny? And bro, I've just lived enough life where I just know, hey, there has to be boundaries. You know, like for me, and Rich can attest to this. Like, like every year is something new for me. I told my Shorty now, we still in the trial phase, right? This is like when you get a new product and it's like the 30-day. We still there right now. You know, at the end of the day,
Is this your girl?
yeah, this is my girl.
I wouldn't get to take you
No,
saying stuff.
she no.
I'm trying to save you, bro.
No, but the truth
Hey.
is, I'm always gonna be
Go on a
myself.
life raft, though, bro.
I'm always
You
gonna
out there on the Titanic, right?
Hey,
you
this
out
nigga like
there,
Leonardo
you hanging
DiCaprio
off
just-
like Leonardo right now.
She just gonna let the nigga drown in the water instead of letting him on the shit. Shit.
She could have easily moved
she
over
could've
to the
slid
big
over.
ass
She
door.
not sliding over for you, bro.
trying to let him
Oh, chill. You want to go
I gotta
down.
be myself, though.
wanna
That's
go
exactly
down.
what I realized.
I wouldn't
'cause
do that, yo.
At the
That's
end of the
smart.
day, I've been in enough relationships to understand.
No,
like,
one thing I can say
you
is-
have to just be yourself. Because if not, at some point you're gonna show your true colors, and this person is gonna either spaz out, or they might be like, you know what, it is what it is. And I mean, in my experience, I think a lot of people spaz out when they find out who you really are. And the truth about me, I have a different sense of humor. You know, like I be joking around about a lot of stuff, and I found somebody who
So
be
why?
joking around with me.
Oh yeah, that's good. Be true
Yeah.
colors all the time.
Yeah.
but that's the key. Because a person that
The
likes you
main
on your
thing
true
is-
colors, that's when you could.
My main
man.
thing I would say with it is just if you realize it's not working, you could try to continue, but you know what I mean, it's more than likely best if you just go ahead, exit that thing.
Yeah.
Y'all wasting each other's time at that point. If it's not gonna work because you threw a couple of them jokes out there, you see it's not hitting.
Hey, facts.
It's just straight air, just whiff that shit.
Hey, I didn't throw. in
If
a
you
few
see
jokes.
that should be a click in your mind to just go ahead and start observing things and then be like, you know what? I think it's best we go ahead. I'm saying, what was my son that used to return the punts that used to do that
Hester,
shit?
Deontay,
the Chiefs.
Deontay Hall.
Deontay Hall,
Yeah.
yeah.
Deontay Hall that shit.
Deontay Hall.
Go up
He was
to
on the
X,
Chiefs.
bro. Let that shit go. Both sides, men or women.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
see that shit happening, get the fuck out of there. Anything that's a red flag, you can go. It depends on how much time you done been in there. To me,
That,
I can, to be honest,
red
though, I
flags
can't-
for me, I'm out, yo. I'm not with that shit, yo. I'm not
now,
anymore.
wait a
yo.
minute. I'm gonna say this because I think red flags, like you might say something is a red flag that I think might be a yellow flag. You know,
That's what I'm saying. It's all relative. We can go back to what we was just talking about. All of what you feel is a red flag. For me, my red flag may be different than yours. That's not
Yeah.
to say that it's all set in stone. What is a red flag? If you feel like it's a red flag, if it gets you emotionally charged, nigga, it's probably a red flag.
Yeah, but don't you feel like if you're in a relationship with somebody and you spend so much time with them, you're gonna wind up getting emotionally
I'm not
charged
saying just
about
exit on the
something?
first red flag.
Okay, got you.
No. You can just observe that, see that, make sure you pinpoint that, hold that shit. And if you want, I would address it. Me personally, now, it took a long time for me to get to this point because I was one of them silent niggas that would just be upset. Like, I'd just be sitting there sulking with the mad face.
Yeah.
Terrible shit. But that took me some time to get to. But now I would say, like, I ain't like that shit. And if it's not a good conversation right there, then I'm going to go ahead and start probably making my exit plan.
Hey,
But
I feel you.
I'll give it some time if it has been some time. But if I see that shit in the first, like, few months, I gotta go.
Hey, shout out to relationships. I'm not making no food page, but shout out to relationships.
I would make a page.
Y'all notice I ain't interject because I'm not the relationship guru.
I would make a page.
I already know I wasn't professing to be perfect.
Oh, but
baby.
I'm single. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's, like, so you can't really take it off of me. I'm not no fucking Kevin Samuels or no shit like that. I don't have all the answers. I will say that.
Man.
I just know what makes me feel comfortable.
Yeah.
If I feel anything is wrong, I'm out. I'm exiting.
Yeah,
Early
R.I.P.
on.
R.I.P. to Kev, too.
Who?
Kevin Samuels, because you mentioned Kevin
Oh
Samuels.
yeah, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. We lost another legend too, Ray Liotta.
Oh, yeah.
Goodfellas
Oh, man.
Goodfellas was like one of my favorite movies coming up. Like, you feel me?
Talked
So,
about that with Pops earlier.
Yeah,
yo.
that's definitely. I know.
He
Pop
wanted to
gonna
call
say
you.
something
Did
about
Dad
it.
call you about it?
Nah,
He
he know
wanted
how
to call you.
I like Goodfellas.
Yeah,
but it's
he called me about
He was
that.
getting older. You never know. And prayers up to him
67?
and his family.
Bro, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you never know.
67 ain't.
That's not that old.
Oh yeah, it's
bro.
not that old.
67?
Damn, I thought he was older than that.
Yeah.
Oh, fam.
That's because I'm thinking about niggas like Robert
Shit
De Niro,
broke my
but Robert
heart.
De Niro was older than him in that. So
Well,
Yeah.
once you post like post 60, man, like, all right, so I had looked up some stuff right away just to see what was he doing, what he might have been working on. It looked like he was working on 3 movies this year.
Damn.
I think he did 2 movies last year and a show and had I think another show this year.
yeah. But if you think about it, the last couple years he was playing like random
But you
villains
get
and
what
stuff.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, post that age, it's a little risky. I don't know why he passed.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is at that age, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stress on your body. That's
It
a lot
can
of
be,
stress on us
yeah.
now if we was doing all
Hell
that.
yeah.
But like at that age, you know, I don't know all the ins and outs, but I started I'm into that type. I looked at that, I was like, he's working a lot.
Yeah, he was that
you never
guy.
know, yo. And he was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Why
him,
they keep
man.
taking them niggas? They can't take a nigga like the nigga from Rust. The nigga that shot the lady from Rust. They gotta take him out of here. You remember the movie Rust they had recently? He was on set. Fuck is his name, man?
Rust. I don't know the movie.
It's a
Rust.
movie that was supposed to be coming out called Rust, and a lady was killed on set because the stuntman
Oh, Alec
Alec
Baldwin.
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 That
Yeah,
nigga needs.
yeah.
That's who should be exiting.
Yo, you can't be killing niggas on
Fam.
the
Was he
side.
Shadow Man?
No, he said some wild shit recently that
No, he
got
did
me
say something. It
tight.
was something random.
Like
Baldwin?
it was fucking.
Racist?
You remember the fight that happened in the airport? The nigga teed off on the nigga. Ray Liotta, not Ray Liotta. Again, condolences and rest in peace to everybody. You know, whatever saying with that. But Alec Baldwin decided to jump out the window and say some wild shit after that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He should be arrested immediately. He was only trying to work. That nigga put hands on that man.
Y'all want me to tell you?
Gotta put him
something
down,
that
yo.
don't
You
wanna
gotta
hear?
put him down. You gotta put him down, Mike. He slapped him in his mouth. Did you see the slap? Did you see it? The whole video.
But think about it like this. What old white man in that scenario wouldn't play victim if it was a black man that beat him up in the airport because he slapped him?
It's mad video though. It's like wild video.
All he got to do is act like hurt and start screaming.
All he slapped
they'll
the
kill
shit
you.
out of him, and he put the temple shot
relax.
on him. But what
I get why he said it because I know a lot of people with those type of views. It's like they be trying to justify.
so
like
Alec
yo, just
Baldwin,
stole a
them
pack of
niggas,
cigarettes.
they need to
like,
be eradicated. They
Yo,
need to
he
be
gotta die of
eradicated.
it. Like, relax.
Y'all gotta create an eradicate list because I've heard you.
White misery.
I've heard you put a couple of niggas on.
I don't
this
want to
list.
eradicate nobody. I just want y'all to know that behavior is actually sociopathic.
I'm not. That doesn't. Like, I gotta look that definition up too, because that might mean to completely annihilate your shit. Let me make sure that what that means.
Yo, but I get why he on some dark shit because we had a tough week. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like,
Yo.
I was in the dark space all week. Like, after...
Oh
'cause
shit!
Rich hit me
Hold
up
on.
about... Oh,
Eradicate, destroy completely, put to an end. Whoa.
you talking like Thanos.
Maybe I need to chill out. Yo, I wasn't saying that word so much.
But
so.
nah, with that, I was just saying, I get why you was on your
Uvalde,
dark path
Texas.
because, like, yeah, like, yo, it's just like...
Fam, that shit hurt my heart, yo.
Wait, what
Come
happened?
on, yo. In
You heard about
Texas,
the
you know
Texas?
about the
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, yo, know what got me? Because you called me. You was like, yo, did you see it was another shooting? I'm like, I don't feel like even getting in this mental, emotional space right now. Then I watched the game. Saw Steve Kerr going off. I'm crying before the game like, yo, why is this happening, yo? Like, it's too much, yo.
I mean, that piece from Steve Kerr, I think just summed it up, right?
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine calling my sister who's got kids.
Yes.
And she told me that my niece or my nephew went to school.
Damn.
And somebody was targeting them. And like, bruh, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. No words.
Deepest
Know the part that's
condolences to all
crazier
of them.
about because I get it. I would never condone nothing like that. It's the saddest shit ever. But why make it so easy, like, to get guns? Like, bro, I get having your right to get guns and shit, but just make it like serious. Like, if you getting something or like a license to carry or something like that, like, make it so you really test it through and through.
I wish I knew the history behind guns. I'm not the history buff here, but I do know there's profits in guns.
Yeah, of course.
That's why it's still a thing. That's
Yeah,
the only
and-
reason it's still a thing.
But they would still make money if they regulate it heavy and then tax people for having guns, all that stuff. They would
Yeah, I
still
think
make their
about
money back. They do that with everything.
You gotta think about the it's so much fucking money in that, son.
And I think there
And
is
it's a legal
privilege
trade.
in having guns. Like, there is white privilege in having a gun
Facts.
versus black privilege. So, I mean, when you talk
But-
about race, money, it's difficult.
Do you think it's like another thing of we get back to like the relativity aspect? If I live in a rural area, like I've been down to Alabama for like a work situation that I had a few years ago, and I could see where like, all right, if I own this couple acres of land, I need to have something to protect this. I'm gonna keep that as like something in the back of my mind.
Of course.
But do you need the war-specific weapons that we have available
Yeah,
right now?
like,
It's
I
a
get-
thing, yo.
yeah.
Like,
And then why are you able to just cop obnoxious amounts of ammo? Like, if you're not at the range, why are you getting to buy box on box on box on box? Like,
so
bro.
what I heard is the reason why, and I talked to somebody who was in the Army, and he told me that it's difficult to buy a handgun, right? In order for you to buy a handgun, you have to
seen
have
that.
licenses and things like that. But like the crazy stuff, because they don't assume you're gonna carry it in public because it's the shape of it, right? I can in Maryland right now, I can go and buy a rifle. I can go and buy.
yeah, long rifles are allowed to be shotguns.
Yeah, it's just the
ARs.
handguns. The handguns, you can't actually purchase that without a license. And this is what this individual in the
I'd have
Army
to
told
have
me.
I had to have Von Wick back through to completely confirm because I don't think you can have shotguns.
Yeah, shotguns you can have. Shotguns you can have. Yeah.
But
This
the AR, if you had that shit, I don't think you could just have that shit out. Just can you have that willy nilly? Yeah, AR, Willie?
That's a handgun, technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I know handguns you can't just have, but some of the bigger
But we
stuff.
think about the AR-15 specifically.
Ah,
I
okay,
think
okay.
is what we
Still,
attaching to.
money aside, motherfuckers is killing people left and right.
The
Little kids and
scariest
shit.
shit.
Like, yo, it should be obvious to just change the regulations. We not saying you can't buy the motherfuckers. Just make sure the motherfuckers that's buying them not gonna kill a bunch of people.
I don't think it's a way to make sure that happens. I
You
think
gotta
Do
make
some
sure,
wild
like, what if they made you
background
go see a
checks for a
therapist every
job.
6 months or something
all
like
I'm gonna
that?
say it's a way to do your due diligence, right? Like right now, what's going on? It seems like anybody can just get a gun. Like it doesn't matter your mental. It doesn't. They don't. There's not that much put into the background check. That's what it seems right now. I don't think there's any way to certify that, this person might not have a crazy day and feel like, yo, this person cut me off or something. Like people going people at the end of the
Yeah.
day, but I think some of the due diligence can be better, right? Like you should know, okay, hey, this individual has a record.
Yeah.
Why does he have this type of gun? He shouldn't be having that type of gun.
And on top of that, just like, yo, why do you need that many guns or those type of guns? That's all I'm saying. Because, like, with a handgun, he could have did damage, went wild. But, like, I don't think you should be able to cop, like, 2 assault rifles back to back and as much ammo as you
more the
want.
tactical
That's like,
gear.
anybody should be like, yo, what the fuck? You know about
think
something I don't know about, nigga? Like,
I think
what's
it's
going
more
on?
of the tactical gear. Me and Dad I called
Yeah,
Pops
like-
after this shit happened. and I talked to him the day after.
They don't ask no questions though. He just want to go hunting.
Yo,
and
fam,
act like
why do you need you don't need a vest if you're going to hunt.
And I feel like we gotta have more people logging
Animals.
this abnormal activity, right?
Yeah.
Like if I go to the gun range and I see a nigga firing up, pop, 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 and he got like this crazy
It should
ammunition
be
and
like
everything.
that. When
I'm
you
like,
go to the bank,
yeah, they should check
$10,000,
Exactly.
a transaction's going to trigger a red flag. Nigga, you let off too many shots.
These people that's letting up,
This
they
nigga
not
needs
just
to be red
They're
flag.
not just picking up the gun for the first time and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna be accurate," because a gun has kickback. You gotta figure. So I'm sure they practice somewhere, and guns ain't quiet. You know, so I feel like there has to be better recording.
literally
of
got to
this.
have these shits on when you go into the range.
I don't know though, man. They gotta figure that shit out. Cause
Bro,
I'm not no big political
for the
nigga and all that
kids.
shit, but like, goddamn.
Bro,
For
if I had a
fucking
child,
kids,
if I had a
would be
child,
blown
if I
right
had a
now.
child and he's in elementary school and he comes to me and he's like, "Yo, Dad, I don't feel like going to school today because I'm just traumatized and I don't know if I'm gonna get shot." What you gonna say to him? Nah, you good. Like, I don't know what I can say to him.
Nah,
salute
and
to
then
the-
the crazy thing is they try to cover that shit up because again they love guns, but they said it's been like a lot of little like threats, like how it used to be bomb threats back in the day where people just like falsely calling schools and crazy shit like that. Like, yo,
But I thought it was senior skip day recently this week. But apparently a lot of the kids walked out of schools Thursday, I think it was, this past week. Because I seen them while I was driving around going to lunch and shit. I'm like, why is there so many fucking kids outside of school? What the fuck is happening? But they had walked out in protest. But that's all they can really do. I
imagine
feel
how
for
traumatic
them.
that is for
But
the kids.
Yes,
like, yo,
that's what I'm
being
saying. I
like-
feel
being
for
like
them, yo.
10,
Like,
and you like, yo, we might get smoked in here. Like, yo, that's
damn,
creating crazy
19
anxiety
fucking
for
kids. That's like, that really broke me a little bit.
And yo, the thing is,
Took me a minute to
I
get
don't
straight.
get the solution of like, yo, train teachers and give them guns.
You heard your boy?
So you mean you want to perpetuate a
your boy
shootout
Hirsch walk?
in the elementary school?
But
like,
did you hear your boy Hirsch walk?
He didn't even make sense. I was confused. I didn't know what he was talking about.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is
He wasn't even
You know,
talking about the
Cain
thing.
killed Abel, and that's the problem that we have. And I said, what we need to do is look into how we can stop those things. You know, he talked about doing a disinformation. What about getting a department that can look at young men that's looking at women that's looking at just social media?
He can't
What
even
about
say
doing
department.
that, looking into
What the fuck just happened?
He can't even say department.
he said, "Get young men."
I feel
that's
like they
looking at
hired the
women.
right nigga for that to make us look bad again.
Yo, they know
Don't listen
exactly
to
what they
fucking Herschel
fucking
Walker
doing.
if you black, bro.
Fam,
Or
he's
anybody,
about to-
please. Anybody.
He's about
honestly,
to fucking
anyways.
win down. He could possibly win down there. It could happen. I want to.
What was he even talking about?
I'm
They
not
were
gonna
talking
hold
about
you.
a school shooting. He started talking about social media and watching people
women's.
watching social media with women's.
Hey,
What the fuck was going on?
Slave voice came on
Yo,
immediately.
I swear, yo, we live in the fucking Matrix, yo.
it's nuts.
This shit get nuttier every day. I'm like, yo, what? This was really
all
on
I'ma
TV?
say is-
Herschel fucking Walker.
Yes,
yo.
yo.
all I'm gonna say is I'm against arming people who are disgruntled with their pay and have to deal with kids that be acting a fool. I'm against that. You feel me?
That too. You gotta do a lot more testing on the teachers.
I
too.
hear her arming the teachers. Like, no,
You
they
saw
don't
that- you
get
saw
paid
that?
enough. Are
Yeah.
you fucking serious? They
And that's
will
a
smoke
stressful
a
job.
kid.
And that's
A
a
kid
stressful
will
job.
die within the first 3
Or
months.
imagine, like, you know, at some schools, no disrespect, but some of the parents be wilding and like trying
Damn.
to run up on you. Now a nigga, he
I
smoked
gotta put
somebody
him
mother
down.
at the parent teacher conference because they was being ratchet. And it got crazy.
Oh, shit.
You got to think of all these scenarios if we arming everybody in the building.
The main thing falls back to the weapons themselves, yo. They had resource officers there. One died trying to stop this nigga. It
Bro,
didn't work.
the thing
the
is-
policing thing is, I continuously see as I get a little bit older why people have such a disdain for the police.
Yeah,
I see it.
They're doing I think it either is getting called for possible federal investigation, or I'm not sure about all the details. I just be listening to stuff that every now and then is going on. But I think the cops are being called into question because of their procedures.
I did see something that
Because it
said
sounds
the
like
governor was tight because he got some bad
They were
information.
treating it like a hostage situation instead of an active shooter situation. So, according to what I know, they didn't get in there, if I'm not mistaken, from what I heard, until about an hour after.
The video was
But in a hostage
damning.
situation,
But
The
see,
video
you
of them
assume-
holding the parents
That's-
outside, that was
you
a bad
assume-
video.
Hold on real quick. You assume in a hostage situation, you want to stop the person from actually doing harm. So you kind of want to hold back and not rush in. But they're saying because people were getting shot already, they were supposed to go in there. I heard instances of some cops may have been getting their kids out. I don't know how true that is, or just
I've
they were
heard the
wait-
allegations,
It's just
too.
too long for the police to get in there according
shit
to what
get
they're supposed
tight,
to
bro.
know.
That
But
shit gets
did y'all
too
want to and they do sign a stand on the oath and all that stuff like that. But like, it boils down to something deeper, which is another reason it's idiotic to have the guns there. Fight or flight response, yo. Depending on how serious the situation is, I've seen people, homeboys, watch their mans get their ass beat because they
Yeah.
got scared in the situation. So
Yeah.
you think when niggas is really
Exactly.
shooting and shit,
They
and
start
just because I got a
hearing
gun,
them- that loud
like,
ass-
yo, this he already clapped like 3
I ain't
people
got
in here,
no
like, yo, you
ear
think you
set
gonna
on.
run up
You
and
really
be on some
hearing
John
that
Wick
shit
shit
popping
when
off
you
in
can
it.
leave? That's
They
not gonna
about to
happen.
do.
It's mad easy to be a police officer too. Like, I mean, when you actually
I-
in that, when
This
you
is
actually
what
have
I was
that badge,
getting at.
I don't think these people.
But they don't pay
agree
them
about
enough.
that.
Like think
They
about
don't-
it. Think
facts.
about if you the cop with kids and stuff. You like, yo, this thing in here shooting with
whole
AR-15s and
system
shit.
is
Like, yo,
fucked.
I'm not armed for
But
this.
here's the thing: nobody forces you to be a cop.
Yeah, true.
That's
Exactly.
why you gotta be the right person.
You went through an academy,
So I wanna-
shit. Like you had to volunteer. Like, what are you doing?
But you know, most of them niggas is not jumping out there on no
Okay.
John Wick shit. If it's
Then
really
don't
clapping
sign up,
going
my
down,
nigga.
stop it.
Don't sign up, my
Let
nigga.
me-
You
let
not
me say
built for that
this.
shit.
Let me say this. That's
Most people not doing
But-
that
but
shit.
I'ma
It don't
say
matter
this.
what you do.
I'ma
Hey,
say
that's
this.
what it is. Then they
You
gonna have
gotta
to pay
have
him a little
active
bit more. You
Marines
gonna have
in the
less.
schools and shit. If y'all going, that's
Because
gonna be
they
this all.
obviously it's not working. 19 kids fucking died.
Yeah.
It's not working. So
Because-
why the fuck would we?
Because they heard those gunshots and got scared like everybody
Exactly.
else, which means
They wasn't
need
built
to,
for
like,
that shit.
no guns, like that.
The
I'ma
main
say
thing
this,
boils back to the guns
in
for
New
sure.
York, when 9/11 happened, and it's unfortunate this happened, but they were the guys for the job because they really was about it. There was a lot of cops and firefighters that lost their lives as those buildings collapsed,
For sure.
knowing the extreme danger. So you just got to be the right person for the job. That's what I could say is, and human nature.
So you
is
gotta
human
work
nature, but
on-
You would hope that in a serious crisis, people who take those jobs are people who really,
True.
really take that job serious to the utmost level. Because listen,
Yeah.
a lot of guys lost their lives trying to save the next person.
Yeah.
And I watched enough of these, unfortunately, but it happened, and I'm just interested in a lot of different things in docs. But like, they knew one of the main commanders was down there. He looked at his guys and he let them the guys were shaking each other's hands and hugging each other before they went up again because they knew
That's crazy.
I may not come down again.
That's crazy.
So all I'm saying is salute to those guys, and I don't know everything about what happened, but you just hope that you have the right people. I don't know how you weave that in and out, but like nobody asked you to be a cop, but when you become a cop,
It's gotta be some shit they
there's
can do.
things that
son.
can go left. So
They have to have
Easiest
like
thing would
mental
just be
evaluations.
Not let it
or
have
something.
those type of guns be readily accessible.
That's the.
Because it would be
That's
easier
what
to
it
stop,
really
go
boils
in
down
and be a
to.
cop and be like, oh, it's one guy with
But I get
a
people
rifle or
with
one
the
guy with a handgun. But it's
stockpile
like, yo,
mentality.
he has 2 assault rifles. Like,
I don't. But
I
can you
kinda
stop-
get 'em.
Even if it's not legal, can you stop people? People get illegal guns. I don't know. I don't want to get into
Yeah.
that whole political. We
Nah,
just
you
gotta
right.
all be better, do
you right,
better.
yeah.
And
That
we
shit was
got-
just some sad shit.
you
We
know.
just chopping it up because I don't know. I don't
No,
know how
it's
to
just
solve the shit
everybody who
either.
lost their
Shit
lives.
broke
That
me,
was
Yeah,
just
prayers up to
terrible.
them families.
I think the thing that broke me most was when I called Dad. I had ended up calling Pop after the shit, and he actually went to Baltimore's crime shit. I didn't realize this shit was up like it is.
Yo, they was at like
'Cause I
110 on like April
Damn.
15th or something like that. And we only, well, not only, but we had like 350 something like last
Who
year.
is it?
So they going definitely
Hey,
like,
It's
They doing numbers,
Baltimore
like, wow.
Sun has a website. It's called
But you gotta realize-
homicides.news.baltimoresun.com. Listen to this shit, yo. You could go back. Look at the time frame, right? These are the homicides that you're seeing, right? It only shows the first 24, but you could go back by what's that estimate say?
yeah.
The
Last
hundreds.
100 homicides, damn.
You could just keep
No,
going back.
There's a joint that
Bro.
goes. Is that one black and red?
Yeah.
Yes, no, you go back years.
That's crazy.
You go back years. It's very. I told y'all I used to look just a lot of.
Damn.
You gotta get away from that rabbit hole.
But you gotta,
It's
and,
just
but
But you know, my
And you
grandfather
also gotta
is
realize-
from Baltimore City, so that's why it's like it. it gets him charged up. Like as I
I
was
know.
talking to him, shit had me sad as hell.
I
shit
He was
is
like,
sad,
yo,
nigga.
he tells us
That shit
every
is
day to
sad.
be safe. Fortunately, I'm not in Baltimore City often. It's not too many times I'm down there, but I get what he's saying. It's scary.
Hey, bro, y'all trying to have fun? Like,
Yeah, we do need to change this. This has been dark for a minute.
I mean, rest in peace to everybody,
Yeah.
right? Rest in peace to everybody that was affected. I mean, sheesh. Yeah, man.
yeah, shit got dark.
Yeah.
Like 15, 20
But you know,
minutes.
It's real though.
It's real life shit.
we do a lot.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, I was sad this whole week about that
Yeah.
shit. Like it's hard to act funny and shit. Cause I was down
I feel
bad.
you.
Like yo,
I feel
that
you.
first day. Cause I ain't know until Rich told me. Cause I was so busy at work. I'm like
I
ripping
feel
and
you.
running. I come home. I'm like, damn.
Since
yo, this
we
shit
back
is
home
terrible.
with it, can we talk about Tank and Rolly?
Yes.
We could talk about that. That's some good funny shit, right?
Yeah, I'm with
That'll
that.
keep you light.
I'm starting to feel bad for Rolly. Yo.
Who y'all got?
Obviously,
Stop playing, nigga. Stop playing. I know who
obviously,
everybody
Tank.
got in this room.
We're from Baltimore. I want you to knock the nigga out in the face.
I mean, the
Put him
press
down.
Run, the
you
press
pushed
run
him
is
off the
impressive.
stage. At this point, you got to beat him up.
The press run is
on some petty
impressive.
shit.
I will say that they're selling that fight.
They're selling this
I
shit.
will
out.
say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And that's what you want to see from a young fighter, especially from somebody
Is
like
this
Tank
still
who comes
under
from
Mayweather?
Baltimore. Yeah, this is the last one.
It's the last one. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, he been saying that. He been like, yo, this is the last one.
I like
this is the last one.
I heard
I'm not
something again
mad.
recently. He said he might not leave him. So you never know. It's like the age. Never not. Never even leave him alone. You never know. He might be with Mayweather.
put
still.
that on
Honestly,
my
no,
boy.
No, I'm not even getting into
Don't
that
you
whole,
put that on my boy,
No, we
son.
get into a whole conversation after. Like
Not the
you know,
not
I be
not
around
the first
boxing
two
people,
letters.
yo.
Not the first two letters of the alphabet. It's not that. It's not that. Don't
But
do that.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's back with him. And I would, whatever's best for him is what I hope works out because there's certain fights I want to see him have. And
What we got for the fight that's happening tomorrow? We recording on Friday, so it's tomorrow for us. But what we got?
Tank by stretcher, yo.
But what round? What round we putting them down? I like to predict these because I've been very accurate on quite a few of these.
So I'm
myself
gonna listen to y'all because I'm not up
You're
on
not big
boxing
boxing.
as much as y'all. I be hearing y'all.
Rolly, Tank, which round?
So I feel like
Does he end
Cruz
it?
to me was a better fighter than Rolly. So I feel like he about to put him down, like and Gamboa and like everybody he fought.
And you
the
don't
last
have to
few
give a
times,
specific. You can give like a range.
I feel like no
or
third
this.
round. Third round. I think he gonna clip him because he gonna start beating his body. Go to the body, Tank. Then just clip him. It's over. Because he's way too powerful for that weight class.
What you guys say?
I was briefly talking about this before the episode started, but of course I got Tank winning because his power, the skill. I think he really wants to hurt him. But I've said this before. Rolly's not the most skilled guy, but he's strong.
Mm-hmm.
He's bigger than him. And he's very awkward. We've seen these type of guys. And it just be a weird matchup. I think of Maidana when he first learned the
Maidana
force.
awkward. Okay.
Not Maidana. Well, Maidana too, but
Yeah, 'cause
I'm gonna
Maidana
say
was good.
Mayorga. Ricardo Mayorga.
Okay.
Okay.
Vernon Forrest beat Shane Mosley twice.
It can happen.
And we couldn't believe it. And then when he got in there with Mayorga, it was like, what? And then Shane Mosley beats Mayorga later. It's just some of those weird guys that's strong and awkward. Anything's possible. So just think this has to be confident, careful, early. Make sure, get him a little winded and a little too erratic. And I think, as long as nothing weird happens early, Tank should be able to get him out of there. He's pretty strong, but if you get caught clean, I'm gonna say 8
Okay.
or 9. I'm gonna roll with that.
I wasn't going any more than 5. If it goes beyond 5, then I lose. But yeah, that's what my range is at. He's putting them down.
And the only another
Round
reason I'm
match.
saying 3-2 is because he looks lean this time. Because you remember he
He
usually
looks
struggled
like he
with
wants
weight.
to put this nigga to fuck
At 130, it looked like he been like, I've been working out.
Yeah.
He came
He's
in like a
upset,
pound
yo.
and change under the weight limit, so that means he's been dedicated.
Yeah, so he's been
He
working
wants
out. That's
depth.
what I'm saying. He looked lean on the picture.
This
I'm
is
like,
the
oh,
build
yeah, he
for
lean
his
shit.
next. I can't see any way. And again, if we wrong, hit us up in the comments because I'm not taking back from this. But I can't see any way that Rolly does any damage, to be honest.
He had to get lucky. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
On some awkward lucky man.
And it can happen. Like you said,
can,
boxing
but-
is boxing. It can happen to anybody. So like
I think
I
Tank
never
is motivated. We
won't
gonna,
put
I
it
hope
over.
we see a spectacular knockout. That's what I'm
Different.
hoping for.
Put that
I
nigga to
believe
fuck
it's
down.
gonna
He
happen.
wearing Prince shoes in the ring. I heard he's supposed to be wearing Prince shoes in the ring. That's getting me tight. You know, Dad like Prince. Prince is a fire ass artist. Don't do that, because now Tank gonna put you down in the Prince joints.
And you not black.
Yo,
relax.
You seen what Prince did to Dave Chappelle? You can't wear them shits and then get put down.
Get him out of here, yo.
Get that nigga out of here.
You gotta beat his body.
As a guest, I'm gonna just go and give my prediction.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go fourth round.
Fourth round?
Yeah.
Doing prices
He
right.
did the math.
Right.
He did the math. Yo did an equation in his head and added up in his
man.
division.
Shout out to Corporate Coke and Smack.
Yeah,
man.
he's a technical
Y'all gotta
guy.
salute to y'all, man. Y'all been rocking way before we was. How's it feel where y'all at right now? How y'all feeling?
Bro, I always keep it real honest, right? So it's something about having too much ambition that can backfire on you. So I mean that to say I have a lot of stuff going on. Josh has a lot of stuff going on. And we have a lot of heights that we want to reach with the podcast.
I love
and
y'all both, man.
it's just one of those things where we got to go back to the drawing board and get back to the basics, right? Because there are soft skills that people got to understand come with podcasting, right? It's one thing to be able to talk. It's another thing to be able to gel where you don't always have to set something up on a calendar where it's just like you in tune with your co-host and everything. And over time, the more stuff that you get into outside of podcasting, it just makes it more difficult. Yeah. So me and Josh right now, we can get on a mic and we can give like 2 hours of straight finance talk because he's a finance guru. I'm a finance guru. It's just we're doing so many different things. And he's disclosed this himself that, you know, he's getting another bag. Like he
Shout out
took
Josh.
a contract.
Keep getting the bags.
He took a contract, so he's working again. Okay. But it just adds another wrinkle into the equation. So, man, Corporate Coke and Smack.
Get your money, bro.
The brand is still strong.
Yeah.
You know, it's just one of those things where I think we just got to get back to the basics of just giving fire audio, right? Because right now we've talked about where we want to take the podcast, and I think in order for us to fly, we got to get back to walking, and then we get to running, and then we can fly. But that's always going to be the bro. He's doing his thing, and it's a finance podcast. You know, I'm a finance guy, so I think it's easy for us to just get on the mic and go, especially now in this environment. Bruh, it's a lot of crazy things going on in this environment. Yeah, man. You know, I will ask you, is anybody thinking about buying a house right now or in the near future?
Nah. I honestly don't want to buy anything because everything's inflated and eventually it's going to go down. But I can't be a hypocrite because I am going to have to make a big move soon. But it's like,
well, I'm going to give some advice. So the difference between right now and 2008.
This is not professional advice, right? Don't we have to say that?
This is not fun.
This is not financial advice.
Yeah, this is general advice.
General. Right,
I think that really applies to when you're talking about the stock market. Okay. Yeah. So the difference between right now and 2008, right? Because everybody wants to talk about that. People are looking for houses right now. Like, it's people who say like, yo, I'm trying to get into this house, but I can't find this, I can't find that. So the demand is up there. Now, the market is at its boiling point, but prices are not going to go down to the effect where you're going to have a gain. What I mean by that is a 1% increase in interest rates. The Fed has come out and said, yo, we're going to raise interest rates. It is what it is. I'm not making this up. You can go read the Fed minutes online. Just type in Federal Reserve, blah, blah, blah. You can find that.
No, I'm listening.
The Fed's going to raise the interest rates, right? So we know that. A 1% increase in your interest rate, and these are just rough numbers, but they're accurate rough numbers. I'm going to give a range. A 1% increase in your mortgage rate. If you're buying a house that's about $400,000 over a 30-year period, because typically when you buy a house, it's a 30-year mortgage. Over a 30-year period, you're going to be paying anywhere from around $50,000 to $100,000 more in terms of more interest, right? Mm-hmm. So what you should be saying is, okay, if prices within a year dip 50 to 100,000, or if they dip more than that, then waiting makes sense. But I don't believe it's going to dip more than that. I think we're going to find a level where it's going to drop a little bit, but it's going to stay steady because people still want homes. You know, there's a lot of demand.
See, my thing is, where are people having all this money from though? And pay rates haven't been increased like that.
I'm gonna tell you that's a good point. So the reason why we're contending,
They're gonna default on these loans. A lot of people. Keep it a bean.
Hey,
which ultimately leads to that like, bubble situation.
Yeah, and then the real estate market is gonna go down. It's a cycle.
So it's not the bubble situation isn't happening right now.
Now the interest rates I don't know about, but I was looking at houses. It's no reason a $150,000 house could be $325 now. And you're like, bro, it's not worth it. You might got to put money into the roof. You got to put money into. This is a old school. This house was built in '74.
I'm trying to find a new job and shit, man. Because this shit is wicked.
If you get a good buy, like if you get a nice new house, but like don't go out buy no old ass crib for like overpriced because it's like, yo, you got to put maintenance into that joint, like, and it's expensive.
Bro, I bought a crib for $250K. I feel fine disclosing that. Mm-hmm. A house next door to me is selling for $325K.
Exactly.
And it's been less than a year and a half since I bought my crib.
We heard about
you already got equity in the crib. You already got equity in the crib.
Yeah,
I already know. You grabbed at the perfect time. Congratulations, bro. You deserve that, yo.
Well, no. So when you ask the question of where are people getting money, you got to understand there are people who they're tapping into their home equity, and then I'll give you an even simpler example.
I wish I would have.
I'll give you an even simpler example. The services market right now. They are raping people's pockets, right? So you look at barbers. That's one example, right? Mm-hmm. When the pandemic hit, these barbers knew, like, yo, we like haircuts.
We need y'all.
We like haircuts.
We really need y'all, bro.
Right now, a chill barber is like $40. A chill barber. A nice barber is like
chill 70, is like 50 now, yo.
Yeah, chill's like 50.
80. Nice is like 70.
And I want to get a little technical here, right? So if you look at reports, they'll say inflation is getting a little tapered off. Inflation is measured by something called the CPI. The CPI is your Consumer Price Index, right? It takes one basket and compares it to a basket a year ago. What people don't understand is, so let's take haircuts, for example, right? Last year, haircuts went up, right? Prices was crazy. This year, maybe they haven't gone up that much. If you take the price last year and compare it to this year, you would say it's not that much inflation. But if you take a basket from 3 years ago, it's like, yo, it's been crazy inflation. So while you can get some reports now that say inflation is tapering off, shit is still high. It's just CPI is a comparable, it's a relative measure. It's relative to the prior year. Mm-hmm. So I think right now what's going on in the economy is, I think you're going to see a lot of window dressing, right? The government is going to be putting out a lot of information. There's election time coming. They skirting around this student loan. Oh, this.
Damn.
They not going.
What y'all about to do?
Hey,
Biden.
Hey, all I'm going to say is whatever program they put out, you're going to have so many limitations where if you even qualify for it, you're not going to get that much in student loans reductions. I can promise you that because this is a capitalist society. This is America.
And the bubble's going to burst. Why do people think this magical money is just coming out the air getting sprinkled on you? They've never given that to you at any time, yo. Come on, guys.
Hey. So from a finance perspective, we're not in a recession now. But I think we're heading there. Mm-hmm. Anybody that has some crystal ball that's like, oh, December this is going to happen, December this, I question that, right? Because you can't predict like Russia-Ukraine stuff. You can't predict certain market factors that's just out of your control, right? You know, they call them random walks, where it's like you wake up today and it's like, yo, somebody, the CEO of this person got accused of this, and now the stock is like, you can't predict those things, you know, and those things are happening more frequently in today's environment. So, I can't predict when exactly we're going to have a recession, but it's coming. And my advice to people, is if you're at a job and you're disgruntled, get out of there right now. The reason why I say get out of there right now is because the market's still hot. Wages are at an all-time high. Like, this great resignation thing is still coming. But people need to listen to me. You look at some of the tech giants, you need to pay attention to them. Facebook has come out, said they're doing a hiring freeze. Netflix has come out, said they're going to taper off some of their hiring. You have Uber that's come out. Their earnings have been trashed, so they said they was going to stop some stuff. Look up these companies. It's not all the huge companies, right? Google, Amazon, they're still floating by, but the more you start seeing these companies that are huge coming out and saying, "Yo, yeah, we gonna start dialing this back," you gotta start, protecting yourself. That's why I think right now, if you're thinking about leaving, do it, because come, I would say late this year, early next year, a lot of companies are going to be scaling back. So it might not be the best time. And what I will say, if you have a job with good culture, instead of leaving, what you need to do is get you an offer and put that on the table, right? Because a company with good culture, that's a company that is going to be valued in a recession time, because these are the people who aren't just going to lay you off so easily. So that's my advice to people from a finance perspective right now.
Nah, that's smart.
Corporate coke smack.
No, legendary.
Yes, sir, man.
Listen back. How many episodes y'all got, man?
Hey, we are at we're at like 210.
10, bro.
We just recorded a crazy episode. This episode was legendary. I lied to you not. And I'm not trying to gas it up, but the file got corrupted, man. The file got corrupted.
Yeah.
Bruh, I was pissed about
That's
it.
that shit.
It was a legendary episode. The file
That's
got
the worst
corrupted.
when something like
and it's
that
one of
happens.
those things where I can't just put myself back into that mood to say the things that I was saying, because it's gonna seem corny to me.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
like
gonna feel rehearsed.
you want to repeat the
Gotta
jokes.
have the
You want
organic
to,
shit.
yeah,
Got to.
Yeah.
Podcast shit is a fine art.
yeah.
It all depends on what you're doing though, cause like for a finance podcast, y'all keep it interesting. Y'all going in and y'all make it applicable to young African Americans that may or may not have taken different routes in life, where you could be like, oh yeah, that was some gems, that was some game I could get real quick.
I
You
just
feel
feel
me?
like, you ever had somebody who went to a comedy show and then they try to tell you the jokes and you just listening to it and you're like, that's not really that funny. But then you see the comedian say it, you're like, that's funny. Like, when I try to redo the moments that we...
it's tough.
It's tough,
to
bro. It's
redo
tough,
it.
man. It's tough.
We've had that where you gotta redo something. It takes a couple takes. It might take
I suck
a
at
little bit of
redoing it.
time,
I'm the
man.
freestyle king, bro, but
Yes.
like definitely
That's what we
not
do
the
best
redo king.
here.
That's
That's
not
the only thing
necessarily
we do
true,
best.
because when we redid the
The Batman?
Batman review, it came out
You
better.
carried it for me, yo. In the beginning, I was like,
I had to come in and help a little bit.
I was
It
ready to
a
cry
lot.
when we first
It was
introduced
a
my
lot,
pops. The
bro.
second time I was,
Oh yeah,
we-
but that's the thing. We redid the
That's
original
editing,
that no one has
bro.
ever heard.
Shout out to this
Then
man,
we restarted the other one.
That's our guy,
because it
man.
got cut in the beginning.
That's not-
Folks don't know that.
That's
Yeah.
beyond
But I'm saying,
anything.
press A.
That's different.
I'm telling
though,
you, like,
that's why a
you need that
comedian.
shit.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. If it's you, like y'all, if y'all redid it, even the same type of jokes and stuff, because you thought about it, you probably might even be able to do it better. Because
remix that
unlike the person that's trying to retell your joke, it's you. That's
know
why
what?
comedians
Yeah.
do a lot
He's
of
right.
before they do a
Because
special.
when I listen back, I always say, "Damn, I could have said that different."
Sometimes
or
it's
I
good
could
to
have
freestyle,
said
but like a
something here,
comedian-
or I know what that
Before they
is.
get this
Why
special,
didn't
they do a
I
lot of
say it?
small clubs before
You're
that.
right.
Because
Yeah.
they working on it. So, I mean, y'all second one might be even crazy. We have experience with that. It might be
Facts.
crazier. It might be even crazier. But, like, sometimes it is good just off the cuff. You know, it all depends, though.
Oh yeah. I forgot we did another episode.
Yeah.
I forgot we did a whole
episode.
I forgot we
Every
did the
week,
entire
Like the
thing.
first 7 minutes of it.
We just argued the whole time.
Hey, and that was legendary because I was with my girl in the car, and I don't listen to podcasts with my girl because I listen to a lot of like male dominated podcasts, so they be getting some stuff off where I just can't listen to it with my girl.
It's good to find a joint that fucks with you not because you listen to that, but it's okay with you fucking with them shit.
She's okay, but when you guys had that podcast with your dad, I was like, yo, they dad on their pod, yo. Like I was dry. I was like, yeah, we gotta listen to this, yo.
Yeah.
And she didn't get all the Batman stuff, but
Yeah.
she was quiet. She was like, all right, bet.
guy, yo.
Yeah,
Appreciate that, bro.
That was what's up, man. I appreciated that.
Nah, I was hype. He came through and he was
Yeah.
hype about it. Like he
Yeah.
was really
Yeah.
on it. Like my pops,
really
my
played
pops
his
shot
part,
for an old
man.
head, man.
He
He
did
be on
his
his
thing.
stuff, man.
If he wasn't, I would really have my grandfather on here if it was like 10 years ago.
No, we would need like 15.
Oh, yeah, your
Like,
grandfather probably get
He's gonna keep it
canceled.
too real because he's on real time.
It ain't gonna happen.
I don't want. I gotta be wealthy first.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We gotta put it all the way at the pinnacle.
Yeah, y'all gonna
And
get
I gotta
canceled,
pop my
niggas.
horn, like,
Ah.
"You can't cancel me, nigga." Like that type shit.
Yeah.
Before I bring pop on, because that nigga's too real.
Man.
The realest of all time.
Yeah, fam, that's hilarious.
I actually can't wait to kick it with him for the fight because that's gonna be hilarious.
Yo, did y'all see the Isaiah Rashad interview with Joe Budden?
I actually did.
I
I
didn't.
have the Patreon.
It was on Patreon?
So for me, I was a really messy person at one point for a little bit there because I really wanted to see that act conversation. And I forgot to cancel my Patreon. So I got charged for the 25.
Oh, man.
And he dropped the Isaiah Rashad shit, so I did watch it.
I haven't watched it. I just saw.
Apparently
some clips.
he already had that he already had the understanding between his parents and shit. Like they already knew he was with the shits.
That he was sexually fluid.
Yeah.
Isn't that what he said?
Yeah, he's pansexual basically.
Bruh,
That's
that's.
what it sound like.
Hey man, they might cancel me for this, but it is what it is. I just like if I meet somebody and they tell me they like
What we about to do right here?
no.
These are the type
We're not doing this on this podcast. I don't have those views.
What are we about to do?
No,
right
All
sir.
I'm saying is,
No.
if I meet somebody and they say, "Yo, you can't be a sexual free agent, yo." I don't know. Like if I
Coach
meet
Class
somebody and they say they like
Podcast
the
doesn't agree
Lakers,
with these takes at all.
if somebody tells me they like the Lakers,
no.
and then they tell me they like the Celtics, I'm gonna be like, "Yo,
This is
what's up
something
with
we
you,
can't
yo?"
get into. We going
We not getting into that.
we gonna close. This
We always say
podcast
rest in
out.
peace to Big Reese every episode.
Everything we do.
Episode 214
saying?
of Coach Class
You know what I'm
Podcast.
saying? Corporate Coke and
Yeah,
Smack. We're
corporate
gonna
Coke
tag
and
them and
Smack
everything
one
at the
more
end
time.
of
Yeah, we
it.
gonna
We
tag
love
you
y'all
in
to
it.
death. We'll see y'all next week.
We'll see y'all next
Pick a
week,
team,
man.
They asked me what I'm coaching, right? I said, bro, I'm coaching life. I said, bro, I'm coaching life. They asked me what I'm coaching, right? I said, bro, I'm coaching life. I said, bro, I'm coaching life.